My name's Redmond, and in 2009 I was asked to be the ambassador for the United Nations Year of the Gorilla. The goal of the State of the Gorilla journey was 10 countries, 100 interviews in 5 weeks. In fact, logistics got the better of me, and not every country was visited, but I did interview more than 100 people from all walks of life to find out what they thought of the Year of the Gorilla.
Nice to see you again.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I acknowledge the central role that the gorillas in Uganda play in our tourism. If you want to know a bit about yourself, which you might not know, go to see the gorilla. See how it behaves. See how the mothers look after their kids. See how the fathers, the silverback, the head of the family behave. This is an important, beautiful occasion for the whole world to know about the gorilla and conserve, to make sure that this closest cousin of mine survives.
Yeah, I first heard that 2009 was the year for gorillas on the radio, and when I heard it sounded strange. I would hardly take it in. I just wondered how this could be a year for gorillas. I just couldn't imagine the year for gorillas. Like, I wondered, someone wakes up in the morning and tells you, you know what, Brian, today is a world day for hens. You just can't imagine a day for hens.
It's the Year of the Gorilla, which is a wonderful thing. I wish every year was Year of the Gorilla. Gorillas are important for so many reasons. They're a critically endangered species, they're one of our closest living relatives, and they're fascinating.
I think it's very important that we double our efforts to save the gorillas. There's a lot of issues that they're coming against, such as population growth and disease and poaching, habitat loss. We have to look, where did they get scabies from? Because it was the first time it had ever been recorded in mountain gorillas. And eventually we found out that it came from people, and we realized that the people's public health needed to improve if we're going to protect the mountain gorillas.
Infectious disease is also causing steep declines in many ape populations. What I and a group of other people have been doing is looking at options to prevent those disease deaths. And in particular, we're looking at vaccination. And we're looking at a variety of vaccines, and what we're trying to do is take human vaccines and adapt them for use on wild apes.
We would like all humanity to be friends to gorillas, given that we share 98.4% of the DNA. They are our great cousins.
The gorillas have no passports and they don't know any boundaries. So we chose the 3 countries, Uganda and DRC and Rwanda, choose to work together, united by the gorilla. You cannot talk about successful gorilla conservation in Rwanda without thinking what's happening in the other place, because the habitat will have to be shared. It's not only a wonderful species, but a species that we can use to really create peace and stability in the world, to protect our environment.
I'm here with Samuel Yaya, and this is the Rwandan Demobilization and Training Center, where ex-combatants who have returned from the Congo are coming to learn a new life. And Samuel here has agreed to talk to us because while he was in the Congo, he killed gorillas.
tumaze kuzica zimwe ndazigurisha, izindi nziha abasirikare b'abakongomani bari bamaye amasasu.
Was it a male or a female? Was it a silverback or a female?
Iyo ngagi yari ingore, yari ingabo, yari imeze ite? Yari
ingabo.
It's like this because people have somebody who can protect them, but gorillas don't have somebody who can protect it. So we decided to be the protectors of gorillas. It's why we are there. Even if we can have war or other problems, but we have to do something for protecting gorillas.
Toutes les populations de ces trois pays disent que sans gorille, il n'y a pas de développement. Et cela fait pour nous un très grand plaisir de voir que beaucoup de gens prennent conscience qu'il faut protéger l'habitat naturel de ces animaux et aussi il faut protéger son environnement. Parce que sans la protection de son environnement, les gorilles ne peuvent pas continuer à vivre.
Ici, parce que nous avons deux secteurs ici, dans lesquels on fait l'exploitation artisanale. C'est-à-dire on devrait travailler même dans les hauts plateaux, mais comme il y a toujours l'insécurité qui règne là-bas, on n'arrive pas à travailler n'importe où. C'est là où nous sommes passés de travailler ici. Mais nous avons quand même les difficultés de matériel, c'est-à-dire.
They are species that do play a great role in their environment because they do disperse seeds and they do maintain their environment. Back in 1993, when we worked with gorillas, we found that there were at least 14,000 gorillas in Kauzibiega and adjacent forest. But then came the disaster. So now we don't even know how many are left in the wild. We know that they have been declining because of the war in the eastern DRC.
Bonjour. Bonjour, ça va? Quelle nouvelle? Très bon, très bon.
Pour moi, c'est aussi la puissance concentrée dans un gorille, mais c'est aussi la fragilité du gorille par rapport à l'environnement. Et à l'est du pays, nous avons quelques problèmes, parce que nous sommes dans pacification, nous avons encore des poches où il y a l'insécurité. Et nous sommes donc confrontés à cette problématique, sauvegarder la paix et sauvegarder les gorilles, sauvegarder cette richesse naturelle qui est notre bien le plus grand.
So for me, the gorilla, apart from being just the most gorgeous, wonderful animal and our very close relative, it's, if you like, protecting the forest. If we can protect the river, if we can protect the gorilla, we can protect the forest. If we can protect the forest, we can protect the rivers. If we can protect the rivers, we can protect the fish. And if we protect all of that, we protect the people. So it's all kind of wound in together. And I totally, as an ichthyologist, I totally support saving the gorillas. For the fish, for the people, for everything.
M'intéresse parce que c'est une espèce menacée et en suivant les émissions de documentaires à la télé, on nous dit que c'est une espèce qui va diminuant et ça inquiète parce que on aimerait bien rester avec une espèce aussi intéressante parce que les gorilles sont très intéressants dans l'écosystème. Et nous vous encourageons de faire de votre mieux pour que cette espèce qui sont les gorilles ne disparaissent pas de la nature.
Here in the Congo, we are very fortunate to have large intact populations of gorilla. And we are thrilled to be able to continue working with the government to protect those gorillas. The publicity behind the Year of the Gorilla has really put it on everybody's radar. So it's a great opportunity for us to put out the message that these gorillas are important and that there's still an incredible opportunity to save them.
L'année gorille, c'est quelque chose de très bienvenu et là, jusque-là, c'est les biologistes et les chercheurs et tous ceux qui travaillent pour la nature, qui étaient intéressés aux questions de gorilles, mais maintenant c'est l'humanité entière qui est préoccupée pour le déclin de cette espèce et ses congénères, les autres primates.
We manage two projects. One is the management of the Lesio Lunar Reserve, which is 170,000 hectares. And we have, in this reserve, we have a reintroduction program for 15 years now. And so we have here the last group of babies. They will be reintroduced 2-3 years later. And the foundation has also a project for the law enforcement in the country. We need support, we need funds. And so we hope that the Year of Gorilla could help for this, because I think that the law enforcement is something very important. And like in Cameroon and now in Congo, we see that it can work thanks to good collaboration with the authorities and with the NGO.
Il est strictement interdit de chasser le gorille parce que c'est une bête protégée. Nous avions aussi des espèces comme l'éléphant, c'est protégé aussi.
En termes de la défense de la biodiversité, mais en même temps en termes de développement. Donc nous avons, c'est vrai qu'il y a le braconnage, vous me direz, mais défendre à un habitant d'un pays forestier comme le Gabon, ne pas consommer la viande de brousse, c'est vraiment un blasphème pour moi. Aujourd'hui, nous consommons de la viande pour apporter les protéines à nos populations, mais en même temps, nous pensons aux générations futures. Donc le gorille ne peut pas disparaître en pays gabonais.
L'habitat du gorille rentre dans les priorités du gouvernement, qui fait en sorte que une bonne partie du territoire désormais est considérée comme aire protégée. La chasse au Gabon, qui n'était pas, disons, une activité très intense, est désormais réglementée. Non seulement réglementée, mais fait partie, disons, de la campagne de sensibilisation que les autorités font auprès des différentes populations concernées par la chasse. Le gorille est une espèce protégée. 2009, c'est l'année du gorille, c'est vrai, mais toutes les années sont les années du gorille au Gabon.
So we're driving through the night from Libreville to Njoli, and now from Njoli north to Bitam.
When the silverback of our group died, and we lost a member of our family in a way, and it was obviously something very dramatic, but in a way it was also very touching to see how many people reacted to the death of the silverback, just how sorry they felt about this being dying, and also that they understood the potentials and the importance of this group for the local economy. And
what we would like to see in this year of the gorilla is a big push on enforcement. If we are to save the great apes, we need to do something totally different. I would say cut the conferences halls, cut the speeches, cut all the huge, long political processes, and let's get down to work. Action.
And if no immediate conservation strategies are put in place, we would one day wake up and we'll find no gorillas anymore. They would have become extinct. And the formation of this Year of the Gorilla is a wonderful thing that is being done.
So we have challenges such as logging, we have challenges such as these poachers, but we also have challenges of loss of forest cover. As you know, the Year for the Gorillas has been instituted. Will enable us to sensitize the public more, will enable us to educate the public about the importance of the gorilla, and it will enable people to understand the value of the gorilla after all.
Female here. I collected her from a shoebox in the east of Cameroon, and she was this big. And she was in a shoebox in the corner of a village hospital, riddled with pellets from the gunshot wound from her mother. And she was in this tiny, tiny little shoebox.
So please, I just want to thank everyone who is in support of gorillas to redouble its effort so that we can realize the long existence of these animals.
Here in Cross River, it's getting more and more difficult for us to actually see the gorillas, which means that we're doing a few things that are not right. And I think that the Year of the Gorilla provides us an opportunity to address some of those things that we're not doing right, to make sure that we protect this wonderful species.
So what we're looking at here is an old gorilla dropping from about a month ago, which has been sitting on this rock in the rain, and now the seeds that were inside that dung have germinated, and it doesn't look like a very good place for a plant to grow. It's right on the edge of a rock, but it's an example of how gorillas are the gardeners of the forest, and how as they feed on the seeds of herbaceous plants and of trees and then travel leaving those seeds in their droppings miles from the parent plant, what an important role they play in the ecology of the forest. So here you have it, the gardeners at work.
So we believe that this NEPEN will change their interest and focus towards hunting. Really hunting, they acknowledge that it's stressful. It's really difficult to hunt. It takes a lot of time in the forest, spending a lot of time to get meat. This one is easy for them. It's just to apply some skills. We'll be training them in a week time. WCS will help them to identify possible markets where they can market this honey to get money in order to support their family. And we are believing that this intervention will help to reduce the hunting of cross-river gorilla. Thank you.
The only state in Nigeria, the Cross River State, which has the gorilla species in its park, has gone a long way in discussing with the governor there, and the governor is very willing to work with us at the national level to make sure we put together laws that will be properly implemented, laws that will be updated to make sure we conserve our environment and save the lives of these endangered species. We can enjoy a lot of tourist benefits from having to save this endangered species.
My thoughts at the end of this journey were that it's extraordinary how many people are working hard, devoting their lives and in some cases giving their lives to ensure that gorillas survive. That surely gives us hope for apes in the 21st century.
Please join hands with the Gorilla organization. We keep this creature alive.